The only people who don't want to disclose the truth are people with something to hide.
Greg, you're next with Howie Carr and Dinesh D'Souza. Go ahead, Greg.
Yes, thank you. I don't share your optimism about the American people. I think we've lost it. I think we are gone. In fact, I'm even concerned about cover-ups in the so-called conservative media, yourself included, sir, who refuse to acknowledge the truth that we have a criminal forger in the White House whose documents are forged. Everybody knows it. Even Republicans in Congress know it. But nobody has the courage to scream the truth that we have a man with no birth certificate who lied about it, committed criminal forgery for which there would be a federal prison sentence, has a Social Security number that belonged to somebody else, and had a forged draft card.
Yeah, so he's a birther, Dinesh. How do you respond?
I was at the Kapiolani Hospital in Hawaii. I mean, I've chased down these things, and of course I've seen this stuff out there on the internet. Some of it is more believable. Some of it is clearly wrong. There's online a certificate that says that Obama was born in Mombasa. That's clearly wrong. That is itself a forgery. So look, at this late stage on the game, it is just whistling in the dark or naivete to believe that by producing some some document that Obama was a foreign exchange student, we can somehow get him out of office. This is the hope of the desperate. It's much more effective to say, look, there's a reason why people voted for him. We need to wake people up to who he really is and what his policies look like so we can actually yank him out of there and get somebody else who's not like him.
Dinesh, though, I keep coming back to this, though. You say, we all agree that, we got to wake up the American people, but I just don't see, I don't see you offering any concrete solutions how to do that.
Let me ask you this. In fairness, we had an election with Romney versus Obama. Now, if it could be said that Romney made the conservative case, went toe-to-toe with Obama, had a real fight with him, presented an articulate alternative to the American people, and then the American people said, gee, having weighed the two, we prefer Barack, then I would say the American people are to blame. But on the other hand, when the Republicans and conservatives do a miserable job of campaigning, can't get out their own vote, land one blow in the fight and then declare victory, don't run an effective campaign, don't articulate a credible or passionate conservatism, and then turn around and blame the American people, I don't think that's fair.
But how do you, they continue to vote in people who do not represent their best interests, and that's at the local level, the federal level, and the presidential level.
Look, I'm not denying the gravity of the situation. I wouldn't write a book called America, Imagine a World Without It if I didn't think it was a real possibility that this American dream that we've had for 200 years could in fact come to an end, that this American era could actually dissolve and go away. So I'm not denying that we are facing a really serious situation. I'm simply saying I'm not at the point where I'm about to give up on America.
Yeah. I'm not either. I go out there every day and try to do the best I can, but it's just sometimes you feel like you're beating your head against the wall, and they're hitting us on so many fronts.
Absolutely.
Everything.
These people are very relentless, and they've been trained in a certain school of politics that goes back to Chicago that's extremely ruthless. And in some ways, people say things like, "Oh, gee, Obama must be really scared because people are finding out that the government has all this information on citizens." I believe Obama wants people to know that the government has all this information. That's what's going to scare them and prevent them from opposing him in a certain way.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. The old saying, your reputation precedes you. Yeah.
Exactly.
So you don't do anything. Hey, listen, your prosecution was a teachable moment, shall we say, wasn't it, for a certain group of people?
Well, it certainly was, but they haven't shut me up, have they?
No, they haven't. I hope you don't.
Or will they?
I hope you don't do it. What would you say the odds are you're going to do time?
It's really hard for me to say. This is in the hands of a judge, and he is a liberal Democrat, and he will look at documents and he'll make a decision, and I'm going to live with that decision. So it's not something I can really say anything about because I actually don't know.
Yeah.
The only people who don't want to disclose the truth are people with something to hide.